Our video series, the 7 empowered eating sabotages. So I'm going to run through over the next couple of weeks, the 7 sabotages as to why you can't have an empowered relationship with food. And from there, I hope to empower you to look at some of your childhood behaviors and some of your childhood coding so that you can break through this binge eating habit to have an empowered relationship with food. So today's sabotage we're talking about is people-pleasing behavior. So what happens is we, from the ages of 0 to 7, learn that we need to keep people happy. And then we're going to find some evidence in your childhood, your teenage years, your early adulthood, to why you have this current behavior of people-pleasing and how it's a flawed strategy. So people-pleasing is about outsourcing your self-worth to somebody else. So this is getting the pat on the back for doing really awesome work at your job. It's not being able to speak up because how dare you speak up, because then people may not like you, or you must keep everybody happy so you're not going to ruffle any feathers. It's about not being able to articulate your needs to your partner when your needs aren't being met and you're not able to speak up about them. It's all these things that show up in your current life as to why you can't find the time to take care of your soul or get your medication, because people-pleasing behavior, you're running around doing everything for everybody else but nothing for yourself. It's all about this outsourcing your self-worth and people-pleasing other people and keeping everybody else in the family happy or everybody else at work happy, staying back really late at work because you want to please your boss. All this kind of behavior is all entrailed into binge eating behavior, because what happens if you don't make time for you and set some clear boundaries and outsource your self-worth, you're going to squash down that feeling of hatred about yourself with food. And I don't want that for you guys. So this is why we need to really break down this coding and where did it actually come from, because all of your current behavior is coding from your childhood. So it could have been that you felt that you had to keep mum happy. You had to keep the peace in the house. So if your brother and sister were fighting, you were the one that took the attention away from your brothers and sisters to you so that they don't get into trouble and you're keeping them safe. Or you needed to get good grades so that mum and dad would be happy and be proud of you. Or you don't disrupt the peace in the house by fighting with your siblings. Or you felt responsible for actually keeping the marriage together. And I've had a few clients where they were the ones being enmeshed upon by the parents. This is more in the early childhood and teenage years, where one parent enmeshed onto my client that they have to be that stable one in a relationship, even though they weren't responsible for the marriage breaking down and the fact that the mother couldn't communicate to the father. So this is called enmeshing, and it's where a parent will hold a child responsible for the relationship or actually talk to them as if they're an adult, and they're not in that stage of life where they actually should be hearing some of the stuff that they're hearing, because that mother or father is actually enmeshing on them. And that's about that people pleasing, and you got to keep the marriage together because it was felt like the responsibility of my client. So again, this is all that coding. Another piece of coding to keep everybody happy is that you ate everything on your plate. So we can see there's lots of little things that become your coding and why you actually have this people-pleasing behavior right now. You might have said yes to absolutely everything so that people feel like you're the one that can do everything and you're going to keep everybody happy because you say yes to everything. And there's this huge power when I empower my clients to say no to certain things, because that is an ineffective strategy to get your self-worth from someone else, or it's an ineffective way to communicate your needs and communicate effectively. It might be in a meeting where you're unable to speak up because you know that your team has been given too much work and you know that they're not going to be able to do it, but you don't have that power to speak up because you know that you run a people-pleasing strategy. So I hope this helps you to start to think about and unravel, where does all this people-pleasing behavior, what's currently happening now in my adult life, in my present moment, and where did all this come from? And it came from one little piece from the ages of 0 to 7 that you wrapped up in thought and belief about yourself. You made it mean something about you, and it can be something so trivial that you spent the rest of your life finding evidence to back this up, and now you have this current behavior of people pleasing. And when you people please, there's nothing left in the tank for you, and you squash it down with food, and you binge out of control because unfortunately you haven't taken any time out for you, you haven't put your self-value forward, and unfortunately that results in a very unresourceful habit of binging. So I hope these videos are helping. I will be posting one every single week so that you get to learn what are the 7 sabotages of empowered eating and why that you are doing your current behavior so that you can break free. Because I want you to break free. I want you to be the mother that you're designed to be. You deserve to be that confident woman that goes after that promotion. You deserve to have an empowered relationship with your husband or your wife. These things are so damn important, but until we start to unravel where all these thoughts and beliefs come from, you're not going to change any of your behavior. So I hope this video has helped, and I will talk to you soon. If you know of anybody that needs this video or would like to share it on your Facebook pages, anything like that, because the more that I can get my message out there and help other people, the bigger my legacy is, because my legacy is to touch, move, and inspire people to have an empowered relationship with food. I hope this has helped, and I would like to hear from you. Take care, tribe, and we'll speak next week.